see with your team that has been part of all the wins?
You know, that confidence started to come back at Bradley when Paulie started making a couple shots, Gary. I think that was really big for us because he had struggled, and you know his teammates obviously know how important he is, and they understand how good a shooter he is. So not only does it affect Paul a little bit, it affects those guys in terms of their confidence and their outlook on things. So I think when Paul started knocking some shots in, it felt like our enthusiasm picked up a little bit, and that has continued to grow. Outside of that, I would just tell you the confidence of the entire group is more on the same page now. And because that has happened, our defense has finally gotten pretty good. So on the floor, Gary, I tell you, it's our defense that has changed. And then I suppose our offense are moving around a little bit better, right? We've talked about that quite a bit in the last 2 weeks, and that's a big part of it. You know, guys are touching the ball more and more involved, and better movement on offense. I think all of those things have just contributed to a group of guys, just being more on the same page. And then prior to that, it wasn't for a lack of wanting to be on the same page. We've all been a part of groups. Sometimes they function great, and sometimes they don't. I mean, it's taken a little while, and we've got those older guys are doing a great job with the leadership, and now the young guys are in the mix.
Back to Wyatt for a second. After he struggled in Hawaii so bad, how much has he grown, both on the court and off the court, or have you seen him grow to this point?
It's interesting with him. He hasn't changed a lot, Jeremiah, because he has always prepared himself so well on a daily basis, and he's always been so competitive that he really, for him, it's just a matter of sticking with it when it's not going his way. And I know he's had some great support from his mom and from his dad, and obviously his dad, being a player at a high level, has a good perspective on things and understands that it doesn't always go your way individually. And I know he's shared that with Wyatt, and I know that's helped him. There's some guys that struggle because they aren't willing to put the time in. So then you see a change. Then all of a sudden the guy understands, well, I'm not going to play if I don't put the time in, so I better put the time in. With Wyatt, it's never changed. He's always put time in. So what I would tell you again is continuing to do it when it wasn't going his way. That's what I've been most impressed with. Not surprised with him, but most impressed with.
He's not a guy that gets super emotional or not. Did you see it affect him at all, especially at the Hawaii game where he had those turnovers? Did you see him get down at all, or is he?
Yeah, you could see it a little bit. I mean, he's, like I've said, he's a competitive young guy, and he did not play good in that game. And so there's no question that affected him a little bit, and that hit his confidence. And he had to work, he had to work hard more from a mentality standpoint than putting in the time with the basketball to just make sure he got himself, squared around.
Loyola, you might attend at your place.
Yeah.
You beat Southern Illinois.